1979, a year when the world lost some of its brightest stars. They were artists, actors, musicians, souls who touched millions with their talent and passion. But fate, like a merciless director, called them for their final act. Today, we revisit the journeys of 15 extraordinary individuals. Stories of brilliance, devotion, and loss that stir the heart. Join me as we step into this tribute, where every name is a memory, and every story is a melody that lingers forever. John Wayne, the rugged symbol of the Wild West, a man whose steady gaze and resolute stride defined an era. Born in 1907, he rose from humble beginnings to become Hollywood's cowboy icon. In 1979, stomach cancer took him from the silver screen at age 72, but his legacy endures. From Stagecoach to The Searchers, John Wayne was more than an actor. He was the embodiment of American grit. His films spoke of courage, loyalty, and the open frontier. He once said, "Tomorrow is the most important thing in life. It comes to us at midnight, clean and hopeful." But his tomorrow ended, leaving a void that still echoes. As the cowboy rode into the sunset, he left us stories that never fade. Jean Renoir, the French cinematic poet, wove human truths through his lens. Born in 1894, he was the son of painter Pierre-Auguste Renoir, destined to create beauty. In 1979, he passed away at 84, leaving a richer world of cinema in his wake. His masterpieces, La Grande Illusion and The Rules of the Game, explored love, war, and society with unmatched depth. Renoir saw film as a bridge between hearts, a way to share the human experience. He once said, "The magic of film is that it lets us live many lives." And he lived, loved, and created through every frame he crafted. When he left, the world lost a storyteller who taught us to see. Sid Vicious, the defiant soul of punk rock, bassist of the Sex Pistols. Born in 1957, his life was a blaze of rebellion and chaos. In 1979, a drug overdose ended his journey at just 21, a tragic coda to a turbulent tale. Sid's raw energy fueled songs like Anarchy in the UK, shaking the music world awake. He was no saint, but his passion was undeniable, his voice a cry for freedom in a conformist age. He once roared, "I don't need a reason to live." But fate carved a different path for this troubled young star. His brief spark reminds us how fiercely a life can burn, even if only for a moment. Mary Pickford, Hollywood's silent film sweetheart, whose radiant smile captivated the world. Born in 1892, she was America's first movie star, a beacon of the early screen. In 1979, she left us at 87, closing a chapter of cinematic history. Her roles in films like Coquette earned her an Oscar, but her impact went beyond acting. As a co-founder of United Artists, Mary was a pioneer, shaping the industry she loved. She once said, "If you have faith, anything is possible." And she believed, lived, and loved fully, leaving a legacy as enduring as her smile. Dmitri Shostakovich, the Soviet composer who turned pain into music. Born in 1906, he lived through war and oppression, channeling his struggles into sound. In 1979, he succumbed to a neurological illness at 73. But his symphonies live on. From Symphony No. 5 to Lady Macbeth, Shostakovich spoke for a nation through his notes, blending beauty with defiance. His music was a refuge, a protest, a prayer. He once said, "Music is how I talk to the world," and the world still listens, finding solace in the melodies he left behind. Joan Blondell, the queen of sharp-witted roles, whose charm lit up the screen. Born in 1906, she was a star of Hollywood's golden age, shining in The Public Enemy and Gold Diggers. In 1979, leukemia stole her vibrant smile at 73. Joan's performances were bold, her spirit unbreakable, whether on film or Broadway. She brought laughter and heart to every role, reminding us to embrace life's highs and lows. She once said, "Live fully, because life is too short." And she did, living, loving, and giving until her final breath. Charles Mingus, the jazz genius whose bass told stories of the soul. Born in 1922, he was a composer and performer who redefined his art. In 1979, he lost his battle with ALS at 56, but his music remains alive. From Goodbye Pork Pie Hat to Mingus he made jazz a language of freedom, weaving joy and sorrow into every note. Mingus was a rebel with a cause, fighting for respect in a world that often overlooked his genius. He said, "I don't play music, I tell stories," and his stories endure, echoing in every chord. Joseph Mengele, a controversial figure, not an artist, but infamous for his atrocities in World War II. Born in 1911, he was a Nazi doctor whose name became synonymous with cruelty. In 1979, he died mysteriously in Brazil at 67, closing a dark chapter of history. His life was a shadow, a reminder of humanity's capacity for harm. Yet his passing also speaks to the need for justice and healing. He left no art, only lessons, hard ones, about compassion and the fragility of goodness. Herbert Marcus, the philosopher of freedom, whose ideas shaped a generation. Born in 1898, he challenged the status quo with books like One-Dimensional Man. In 1979, he passed away at 81, but his thoughts still provoke. Marcus inspired the 1960s counterculture, urging people to question authority and seek liberation. His work was a call to live authentically, to resist conformity. He said, "Freedom is not living without responsibility." He lived, thought, and left a timeless legacy that dares us to dream of a better world. Richard Rodgers, the composer of Broadway's immortal melodies. Born in 1902, he gave us The Sound of Music, Oklahoma, and countless songs that define musical theater. In 1979, he left us at 77, but his music still fills theaters. Rodgers had a gift for capturing human emotion, crafting tunes that feel like home. His partnership with lyricists like Oscar Hammerstein changed the stage forever. He said, "Music is how I say I love you." And he loved, created, and made the world more beautiful. Vivien Vance, the heart of I Love Lucy, bringing laughter to millions. Born in 1909, she was Lucille Ball's perfect foil, a comedic genius in her own right. In 1979, cancer claimed her at 70, but her joy lives on. Vivian's Ethel Mertz was everyone's friend, her warmth a gift to every viewer. She brought humor to life's absurdities, reminding us to find light in the ordinary. She said, "Laughter is the best medicine." And she spent her life healing hearts with every smile. Arthur Feedler, the conductor who brought classical music to the masses. Born in 1894, he led the Boston Pops for decades, making symphonies accessible and alive. In 1979, he passed at 84, but his concerts remain cherished memories. Feedler had a knack for blending high art with popular appeal, filling parks and halls with music's magic. He said, Music is the language of all, and he used that language to unite the world, one joyful note at a time. Nelson Rockefeller, not an artist, but a towering figure in American politics and culture. Born in 1908, he was a governor, a philanthropist, a shaper of cities. In 1979, a heart attack took him at 70, leaving a complex legacy. Rockefeller's ambition built institutions and skylines, though his path wasn't without flaws. He believed in progress, in leaving a mark. He said, "Life is about service," and he served, striving to shape a nation, imperfections and all. Hope Summers, the warm presence in The Andy Griffith Show, known for her unforgettable supporting roles. Born in 1896, she brought heart to every character she played. In 1979, she passed at 83, but her kindness lingers. Hope's quiet strength made small-town stories universal, her smile a comfort to audiences. She saw acting as a way to connect, to care. She said, "Every role is a chance to love," and she loved deeply through every character. Merl Oberon, Hollywood's regal star of the 1930s, radiant in Wuthering Heights. Born in 1911, she was a vision of grace, her talent transcending borders. In 1979, a stroke ended her vibrant journey at 68. Merl's performances were magnetic, her life a testament to resilience amid hardship. She rose from obscurity to stardom, never losing her poise. She said, "Life is a play, and I want to be the lead." And she was, with every ounce of passion and grace. 1979, a year of profound loss, but also a reminder of the enduring power of art and humanity. John Wayne, Jean Renoir, Sid Vicious, Mary Pickford. Each name tells a story. Each story a piece of history. They lived, loved, and gave their all. And though their bodies are gone, their spirits remain. In every film, every note, every idea they left behind. As we look back, our hearts ache. But in that sorrow, we find gratitude. Gratitude for what they gave us, and for the lives we still have to live. They remind us that life, however brief, can be a masterpiece if we pour our hearts into it. Let these candles burn bright, as those stars once did, and let our hearts hold their memories forever.